These 3-week-old Australian Labradoodle puppies have moved into their new home, and look at how much they're loving their crate. Hi, I'm Claire from Isle Labradoodles, and this is a litter update for the special effects puppies. And you can see we have moved into a new location, and today's video we're going to talk all about the move, how Mama Rowan is doing, how the puppies have adjusted to this move, and what's happening with them these days. So the puppies were starting to move around. They could all see and hear, and it was time for them to have more space. So you can see they have a lot more space, but look at where they are enjoying being best, all cuddled up in a crate. Now you'll see this crate has no door on it, and that's intentional because the whole purpose of the crate is for the puppies to learn right from the get-go that the crate is a wonderful, happy place to be. And Mama Rowan loves to climb into the crate with her puppies, and that's where she prefers to nurse them. So added bonus, because then Rowan is also teaching them the crate is a great place. Because by her feeding them in the crate, that's their favorite thing in life right now. So all they equate with being in the crate is everything good. They're all cuddled up, cozy and warm in there together. They get fed in there, and that just means that right from the beginning they have a wonderful association with being in a crate. Now you'll see we have two over here who aren't in the crate, and this is not unusual. Because we have 9 puppies, it gets crowded. Now these puppies are very small. They're petite Australian Labradoodles, and so they aren't big, but even so, 9 of them in one crate does tend to get a bit crowded. Now what Rowan is doing is she often splits up the puppies so that she feeds half of them outside of the crate and half in the crate. But generally speaking, after eating, they all totter back into the crate. These two over here, the last time they got fed, that was it. They conked out and they just couldn't make it all the ways back to their crate. Now for Rowan, come back. Rowan is happy that she has more space and she has more freedom. Now the first little bit of the move didn't go very smoothly with her. Rowan thought because she had moved that her job was finished, and she didn't really think that she needed to be staying with the puppies anymore. So she was a little bit unhappy for the first few days. She did a lot of barking and whining, and all she really wanted to do was be out of the area. So what do you do when that happens? Well, first of all, we want to make sure that she's not in any pain, that there's no reason for her behavior other than something going on that we can help her with. Now what happens sometimes is dogs who have a very special relationship with their humans, they tend to feel a little less attached to other dogs. And if dogs enjoy a really great relationship at home, they also sometimes are more anxious to get back to that. And they're like, okay, I think I've had enough of this. There is a lot of alone time when you're a mama dog, and Rowan has struggled with the alone time. So to fix that, what we've arranged for is to have someone spend more time with her so that she has more one-on-one contact, just doing things like this, just sitting with her, petting her. And the other thing we did was allow her out the back more in an earlier amount of time than we would normally. So you can see these little puppies are still very tiny. They're young, their immune systems are not fully developed. So we don't like to have mom going outside so much until they're a little bit bigger than this. But in this instance, it was more important that Rowan be happy and content with feeding them than worrying so much about the possibility that she might bring something back that upset their tummies. So we've let her out the back, and she does enjoy it. Now by doing that, she's decided, oh, okay, I do have some freedom. There is somebody here with me. I do get to sit in the house in the evenings or during the day down in the office, whatever I prefer. And because of that, I'm feeling a little bit happier. So for the last day or so, Rowan's been a little bit more relaxed and a little bit more comfortable with coming in and seeing her babies. The other thing she's had to get used to is the fact she's sharing the doodle den with other litters. So Anise, who was in the maternity ward with her, is just right across from her with her babies. That doesn't seem to bother her at all. Initially, she and Anise were somewhat enemies. They did not enjoy sharing their baby rearing days together in the beginning. Now they're good friends. When they go outside together, they play together and they wander around in the doodle den together. Anise has hopped in to check out Rowan's puppies. Rowan hasn't minded that at all, but Anise does not allow Rowan to go and see her babies. Anise is very protective. Rowan's totally fine with anyone coming to see her babies. And then we also have our other litters, the older puppies who are in here. They'll be going home on the weekend, and they're there and they make quite a bit of noise. They're very talkative. They're almost all grown up in terms of being able to go home. So they're in and out. They go in and out the doggy door, and they also have arguments with one another. Lots of growling and things like that going on. So Rowan had to get used to that. But now she seems to be, that's all right. She doesn't feel like she needs to go over and check it out all the time. So everything is settled in now. The puppies had no problems at all. It was really just a matter of getting Rowan settled in. Now you'll see there's no toys in here yet, and that's because these puppies, even though they're 3 weeks old, they're just a little bit young for that yet. They haven't got to the point where they're even interacting with one another, never mind ready to explore and see what toys are about. Their teeth haven't come in yet, so we aren't really worried about overstimulating them. What we want to do is be sure that we stimulate them at the right amount at the right time. We don't want to do too much. Now they are getting the benefit of having lots of desensitization to sounds and to sights, although most of the time this is what they're doing still. Pretty much this is their day. They will totter out. They are learning to go to the bathroom a little bit farther away from the crate than they were before. But generally speaking, it's a tough life lying around cozied up with your siblings and enjoying Mama's milk bar. Now, when Rowan was not happy being in here, we were a little concerned the puppies weren't getting enough nutrition. Rowan also went on a hunger strike for a day. She didn't go for the whole day with eating nothing, but she didn't eat very much, and she'd only eat if we hand-fed her. Now she's back to eating on her own again and eating everything again. So we made up some food for them, and we still have that food made up. And what it is pablum, goat's milk, and pumpkin. So that's why it looks very much like their Thanksgiving dinner, in that it does have the pumpkin in it. And the reason why we put the pablum in is to make it sticky, so it's easier for the dogs to lap. Mostly it sticks on themselves, and then they are able to lick it off from themselves. And we'll just use little green collar here as an example and see if there's any interest in this food. And we'll just show you how we introduce them to it. So Green's just been asleep, so it's a little bit unfair to expect that there's going to be too much interest in it. Hi, baby. Hi. So we just take them right over to the food, let them smell it, and then we put it on our finger, put it up to their nose, and let them have a little lick and see what they think about that. Oh yeah, see, she's interested in it. So she was showing me just before the video that she was still a little bit hungry. So that was why I thought perhaps we might be able to get her to have some interest in it. So the tricky part is getting them to figure out where the food is and how to get it in their mouths. So you have to sort of guide them to it. There we go. Now she's sort of dove in right there. She's figured out that that's where it is. And usually what they'll do is try to eat the edge of the pan. So we just use this little shallow pan at first because it's easier for them to reach into. And if you just keep putting it on your finger and guiding them closer and closer, then they end up getting the hang of it. Now the other thing that we're going to be doing with these puppies this week is worming them. So they've already been wormed once at 2 weeks, and then we'll worm them again at 4 weeks. And so why do we worm puppies? I mean, why do these puppies have worms? The reason they have worms is because all female dogs are born with a worm, and that worm is dormant and stays dormant for the female's entire life unless she gets pregnant. And once she's pregnant, then those worms come to life and mom passes them on to her puppies. So that's why we worm the babies. We also worm Rowan at the same time, and we take care of those little rascals. So by the time your puppy goes home to you, there will not be any worms. Your puppies will all have a clear fecal, and they won't need to be wormed again. So should you keep worming your puppy regularly, like every year when you go for your annual checkup? Not really. We don't ever worm our dogs. We've never had a need to. But we do, of course, take a fecal sample in every year to our vet to make sure that there are no parasites that need to be addressed. For most worms, other than heartworm, giving them medication doesn't prevent the worms. It only treats them if they have worms. So it's rather pointless if they don't have worms to be worming them. So the more important thing to do is to make sure that you take a fecal sample in, that your puppy is checked, and if they do have any parasites, that then they are addressed. Now, if you travel south in the winter and you go to places like Arizona, or if you happen to have family back east and you travel to Ontario, there is a worm that's called heartworm. And heartworm does need to be prevented. Now, one of the things that we do allow in our contract is revolution. And revolution protects your puppy against fleas and heartworm. So if you are traveling anywhere where there's a risk of heartworm, then that's the medication we suggest that you put your puppy on. It's a once-a-month treatment, and it just is a gel that goes in between your puppy's shoulder blades. Now you can see that yellow collar here is not really interested at all. I've put it right up against her mouth and her nose, and she said, "No, thank you. I don't want any of that." So this week we're not going to go through the puppy's weights. We're going to instead just see who is interested in eating. So I'll take them out of the crate so we can see them all, if I can get them all. And we won't do them in order this week. We'll just do them in whoever is easiest to get. So here we have Mr. Blue Collar. Hello, sweetheart. Looking just as cute as ever. Hello, handsome. How are you? Let's see if Mr. Blue might be interested in anything. And all I'm going to do is just wake them up, give them a second, and then just put it right near their mouth. And oh yeah, Mr. Blue says, yeah, that's good. Where is that coming from? Oh, yum, yum. Isn't that delicious? Yeah. Then we'll see if he can figure out where it is while we get the others out. There you go. Let's see if anybody else is interested. I'm not sure who I'm getting here. Come along, whoever you are. Just reach in, wake them up, bring them out. There we go. Now we've got black collar. Sorry, purple collar. Hello, purple. I thought you were black, but no, you're purple. Hello, Purpy. Hey, go see everybody how beautiful you are. What a pretty puppy you are. Oh, goodness, I was just having such a good sleep and you just disturbed me. What did you wake me up for? So you can imagine when this goes on that it gets a bit messy. The pee pads get all orange. The puppies get orange. They tend to get a little bit sticky. They tend to get a little bit crusty, but it all works out in terms of timing because they're getting close to the time when they're going to have their first bath and we can get all the stickiness off of them. Come here, you, whoever I've got now. Here we go. Hi. Hello, babies. Now we have brown collar. Hi. Hi, brown. They're all getting to be so big. But you can see there as you watch Purple totter around that they're still not entirely coordinated. They're still doing a little bit of hoo-hoo-hoo on their 4 legs, which is part of the reason why they, oops, And now this is what happens. This is how we get used to eating solid food, because we fall in the dish, we get completely covered in it, it goes everywhere, and then somebody will wash it off of us. So this is the kind of mess that we usually have to deal with when we start trying to feed solid food to puppies. So I'm just going to move this over here a bit and bring out the next one. Here we go, and this one is Silver Collar. Hi, hello Silver. Let's see if you're a little bit more coordinated. Yeah, are you interested? Oh, the yawn gave me a great opportunity there to introduce it. And I'm just going to bring them all out so you can see everybody, and then just let them explore. Now that it's all over the pea pad, it'll be easy for them to see. And here we have Red Collar. Hello, Red. How you doing, Wiki Wiki? Hello, sweetheart. Hi. Now these little puppies are going to start to show us their personalities soon. So that is another thing that next week we're going to be talking about. Next week we're going to see that they have toys, that they're interacting a whole lot more with one another. They'll be making some little barks and growls. And who else is left in here? I just got to get the other two out here, if I can reach them. Yeah, I know, Green has got a big conversation going on there. Green really likes the food, don't you, Green? Yeah, just a minute, I gotta move myself over here without stepping on anybody. There we go. Come on, sweetie. Wakey, wakey. Come on, there we go. Hi. Hi. Hi, baby, there's little Pink. Hi, sweetie. Oh my goodness, I woke you up. It was a big surprise, wasn't it? That was quite a surprise. Yeah, but look, I got a little treat for you. What do you think? Oh no, here comes Rowan now. With Rowan here, that's it. My idea of giving them food isn't going to work because they'll want to have Rowan instead. And last but definitely not least is our sweet little orange collar boy. Here he is. We'll just get him woken up. Hi. Hi. Oh goodness, I already got food on you. Now, Rowan's going to be concerned because they're dirty, according to her. She doesn't like them to be all sticky icky. So she's going to try and do a little bit of a cleanup here. So just let her look after everything. Everybody's going to squeak. Everybody's going to be all excited because Mom's here. They're all going to make a beeline to try and get over to her. Just going to move that crate out of the way. Move the puppy out of the way because we don't want to sit on a puppy. Oh. And come on, Lalo. Yellow is over here all by yourself. All by yourself. What you doing, little girl? There we go. Now if we've got some exploration going on with that pan. Yeah. Oh, Rowan said I didn't really want to feed them. I'm just coming to see what's going on. So that's your update for this week. This is what your puppies are doing. They're getting all icky, mickey, dicky, exploring the world and the excitement of solid food, and learning all about being able to get steady on their feet. So we hope you enjoyed today's video. If you have a moment, please don't hesitate to leave us a comment or ask any questions you may have. We always love to hear from you. And if you've got a second, give us a thumbs up. That's also great. Oh, there we got a big, big ski there from Brown Collar. We're going to end up with most of the food on the paws and on the pea pads, but Rowan will happily clean that up. At the end of the day, when whatever's left, Rowan is always happy to eat it. She very much enjoys it as well. So thanks for watching, and we hope you'll join us again next week. They sound like little birds.